Welcome and thank you for joining me on this episode of the Johnny Ray Show. After a woke opening day of NFL Thursday, the Sunday matchup between the LA Rams and the Dallas Cowboys was supposed to bring the ratings plummet to a screeching halt. But I don't think the vast majority of Americans, I don't think they got that memo. The NFL ratings for the Sunday Night Football dropped by 30%. Ever since the NFL decided to fully embrace the wokeness, the ratings have been dropping, and it doesn't seem like much will U-turn the NFL now. My question, and I'll make it the first question of the day, if you were a football fan and have since stopped watching, what would it take to get you to start watching again? I mean, would simply stopping the kneeling do it, or should they do something physically? What would it take them doing to get you to watch again? Comment down below or on Facebook or Twitter. I'm not a big NFL guy personally. I don't much enjoy a bunch of grown men only playing the game for money, but I enjoy the high school. They do it for the love. Well, and cheerleaders. No, seriously. They mostly do it for the game, not for the pay. Because, well, they don't get paid. But if I were an NFL guy, I'd say that the NFL should be issuing statements and knocking some of these millionaire spoiled guys down off the high horse. Now, Saturday, Atlanta Falcons issued a statement. The statement said this: "We rise up to bring inspiration, access, and opportunity to younger generations in Atlanta. We rise up to bring awareness to important social issues that impact our locker room, our families, and our community. We rise up for mental health awareness to decrease the stigma and understand that asking for help is a sign of strength. We rise up and continue to unify our communities and use our collective voices for good. We rise up to celebrate our similarities and our differences. We rise up against social injustice, racism, sexism, and every other form of discrimination. We rise up to support black lives because we all believe all lives matter. We rise up to take action by increasing voter awareness, education, and registration." And that was submitted by Atlanta Falcons Player Social Justice Committee. So, they'll rise up for awareness, for social justice, for racism and sexism. Although, with sexism, does that mean they're going to get rid of cheerleaders? That's pretty sexist. They rise up for similarities and differences as a sign of strength, so on and so forth, but won't rise up for the flag, won't rise up for the national anthem, won't rise up to honor the millions of lives lost to give you the right to even live. Not a good look, in my opinion. It really isn't. Oklahoma native Baker Mayfield struggled to stay in the median of wokeness and reality over the last few months, finally landing on the side standing for the national anthem, the flag, for the military. He tweeted this. He said, "After watching Thursday's game and also watching the Dolphins players video, it shows that it is not about who is standing or who is kneeling for the anthem, but instead coming together and taking action to create real change. Also, after reading many letters and messages over the past few weeks, I have been shown that a gesture such as kneeling will only create more division or discussion about the gesture rather than be a solution toward our country's problem at hand. With that being said, I am choosing to stand for both anthems to show respect, love, and unity to everyone involved. I respect all of my teammates no matter their decision. We have had meaningful discussions on what true change looks like, and that change takes all of us being better together. My heart is even more passionate than it was months ago due to the fact that we are not close to being where the country needs to be. I love this country, but these challenges and adversities are an opportunity for much needed change for social issues that have been going on for far too long. It is going to come down to how we handle adversity and taking advantage of our opportunities. I am posting this now so it is not a discussion on game day, and so the discussion can continue to be about how to better our country instead of divide us. Our team is ready to fight for our goals both on and off the field. Go Browns, Baker. I think that's a great concept, a great way to look at it, although I don't necessarily agree that we have as big of an issue as they would make it out to seem. But I digress. I think that was the most classy way that anybody could address the kneel or don't kneel. Meanwhile, Colin, I have my white privilege to thank Kaepernick, even chimed in on the new woke NFL, blasting them, calling the new social justice propaganda, citing the fact that Eric Reed, who I believe is a safety if I'm not mistaken, remains unsigned after Carolina released him back in March. Reed was one of the first players to publicly support Kaepernick's kneeling for the national anthem, so Colin tweeted this, quote, "While the NFL runs propaganda about how they care about black life, they're still actively blackballing Eric Reed for fighting for the black community. Eric set 2 franchise records last year and is one of the best defensive players in the league." End quote. I mean, if you give them enough time, folks, they'll just devour each other, I think. I think it's getting to a point of kind of a measuring stick of who can be more woke. The guy who started the wokeness or the people that are supposed to be supporting his wokeness. It's getting to the point where it's almost a contest to out-woke one another. And eventually I think it's going to destroy them from the inside out. I mean, we can only hope.